Alright guys, got another Mcfarlane Toys Warhammer 40K video for you today. This is the Ork Meganob with buzzsaws, and I'm pretty excited to get this guy. I've been really loving the Warhammer stuff from Mcfarlane. It's my favorite line of figures right now. And there's not a lot of them. I think there's maybe 14, 15 figures total. I don't remember. It may not even be that many. I can't remember what all they are. And I'm only a couple away from having the entire line, short of all the artist-proof, unpainted versions. I don't care about those. But I've been really loving these. So to get this guy, I was very happy. But yeah, here we go. We got him in the box here in all his snarling glory. So let's go ahead and crack him open and see what we got. Alright, so here we have him, guys, and he doesn't really come with any accessories. I mean, you see a couple things in the package with him. Honestly, that's just part of his armor that just doesn't fit in the box, so it's detachable, but honestly, without it, he looks a little goofy, because really the two pieces that are in there are this armored jaw piece right here, which if you don't have that in, there's these two long slit holes in the side that look a little bit goofy, and then same thing with the backpack. If you don't have it on, there's just a big hole in the back that's the shape of this backpack here. So you really need those in, so I don't count those as accessories. And he does come with a little Mcfarlane stand, but again, that's not an accessory either. So, no accessories for this guy. But, still, he's huge, he's chunky, he's got great sculpt, great paint. He doesn't really need any weapon accessories because, of course, he's got his hands here, which are giant buzzsaws. So I'm okay with the no accessories thing. Now, as far as the sculpt itself, first off, we got a great face sculpt there. The armor looks cool and steampunky. We've got some nice paint work on here, good clean paint apps, just in the different colors that we have here with the red there, the green, the texturing on the skin. The face sculpt looks great. We've got these little pieces of like broken armor or something. We got texturing on the pants. I love the paintwork that they did on the boots, the metal cybernetic boots, whatever these things are, because it looks like some kind of old pitted, not rusted but used, oxidized steel. And they did a really good job. Same thing on the buzzsaws there. Really just on the armor in general. Really well done. Spikes here. The backpack's got all the little details. We've got some of the cables coming around the back. Looks really cool. And one of the cool things I thought about this is, yes, he only has single jointed elbows and knees because he's such a big chunky figure, and his head doesn't move, and he's only got waist swivel. I get it, but he's a big chunky figure. What do you expect? But I thought this was pretty cool. So you've actually got this piston here that when you open his arm, the piston goes up, and when you close his arm, it goes down. So it makes it look like the piston's helping him function and use his arms. So a cool little detail there that they didn't have to add in, but I think it really adds something to it. And of course, you got the little checker pattern here on the knee, and you've got this kind of robotic exoskeleton suit on his lower half that looks great. I mean, the sculpt and the paint are just great on this guy. I mean, he really does look good. Again, articulation is really, it is what it is. I mean, you can get his arms up, and that's about it. I mean, his elbows and knees do bend a little bit, and he does have some swivel in the hips, and obviously he does swivel at the waist, and that's really about it. His head kind of, sort of, moves just a little. You can't even really see it. There's no point in even showing you guys, because there's really, for all intents and purposes, his head doesn't move. It's kind of locked in there in this little armored cage thing. So no point in that. He actually does, oddly enough, of all things, have toe articulation that goes down and up, and that's it. It doesn't do anything. He doesn't lean on that, so it doesn't really, it's not going to add anything to your posability there, but it's there, and it's kind of cool. So yeah, I really like this thing. He's a huge chunky figure, and you gotta look at it this way. This guy runs what, 40 bucks at retail, and to get something like this from any other company would be way more money. just a Build-A-Figure from Hasbro Marvel Legends to throw a guy together like this. You know, you're buying 6 figures at 25 bucks a pop, you know, absolutely ridiculous. You're spending 150 bucks to get this guy. Buying him on an aftermarket, you probably spend God knows how much something like this would cost, but needless to say, it would be a lot. So far, I'm very pleased with this. So let's go ahead and throw up some other figures here and see how he stacks up. Alright, so here we go with some other Warhammer figures here. On the left, we got the Ultramarines Reaver, and on the right, we've got the Dark Angel Sergeant. And yeah, I mean, this is awesome, man. I mean, he's bigger and chunkier than both of them, and they're already big, chunky figures. So this looks great. I mean, he really does look like a menacing character, a dangerous character, even for other characters that are completely decked out in armor with huge guns and chainsaw swords. He still looks like a very formidable enemy, although he does look pretty stupid, but he looks like he could do a lot of damage. Alright, throw up some more Mcfarlane stuff. We got a couple of DC Multiverse stuff here. Of course, we got Dueling Black Adams. We got the hooded version and the unhooded version. Both great figures and look really good standing next to this guy. Alright, so for a couple of other 7-inch scale comparisons here of kind of medieval steampunky guys, we've got a couple of Mattel Masterverse. We got Trapjaw on the left and we got Man-at-Arms on the right. And for some 6-inch scale Marvel Legends comparisons, on the left we've got Night Thrasher, and on the right we've got Darkhawk. And for some Hasbro Marvel Legends Build-A-Figure goodness with a little steampunky robotic flair, we got Warlock on the left, and on the right we have Crimson Dynamo. Alright, so let's talk about price here real quick, and I mentioned it earlier, but this guy retails for 40 bucks. Now, that is kind of pricey, but as I said, when you compare that to picking up something else like, I don't know, a Build-A-Figure or some other very large scale character for your 6 and 7-inch scale figures, 40 bucks is not a lot. In fact, that's pretty cheap. Now that being said, I'm also pretty cheap. I didn't want to pay 40 bucks for this guy. I actually walked into GameStop and they had him on sale for $29. That was the clearance price. And then they were having a sale on clearance items at 40% off the clearance price. So I got him considerably cheaper, less than half of what he costs at retail, and that's a great deal. Now, I don't know if you'll be able to find that. I do know that at least as of the point that I'm making this video right now, you can go to GameStop right now online and pick this guy up for about 25 bucks. He's on sale and you can get him shipped to your house for 25 bucks. That's not a bad deal, especially for a figure like this. So, even at 40 bucks, I think it's a great deal, but especially with the fact that this thing seems to be going on clearance, because I guess just not a lot of people bought them, it's an extra good deal. Look, I love the line Warhammer. I think McFarlane's been doing a great job. As I've said before, I think this is the best of McFarlane right now with this Warhammer line, and this figure is no exception as far as I'm concerned. Yes, it lacks an articulation, but it does so because of the type of figure it is. It's just a big, bulky figure that would have been really, really hard to get good articulation in, and you're probably not going to pose him in too many crazy positions anyway, so you're getting a lot of plastic for a good price, and hands down, I think it's definitely something you should at least look at. In fact, I think all the Warhammer stuff is stuff that you should at least look at if you like good figures, much less if you like Warhammer and McFarlane. Then definitely take a look at this.